Hey guys, welcome back to Do It Live. The environment's a little crappy, but doing a quick video here. I want to show you guys how to upgrade your old MacBook Pros. Hopefully you don't even have a MacBook Pro in the first place because I don't even like MacBooks. But if you have an old or aging MacBook Pro, you're feeling it's a little bit slow, there's a nice, cheap, and quick replacement that you can do to it to sort of speed up the boot times and the overall usage of the device. So let's go take a step and take a look at upgrading your MacBook Pro. So today what we're doing is we're taking this 2012 MacBook Pro here and we are going to boost the boot speeds a little bit faster and give it a bit more memory in order to perform certain functions. So what I've upgraded is the RAM already. I've actually already done that, so I'll just show you where to replace it. But the main thing I'm doing is I'm putting in an SSD, which will increase the read and write speeds about 11 to 12 times over. The thing about MacBook Pros is they use a 5400 RPM drive, which is the slowest drive you can put in a laptop, and we're replacing with an SSD, which is significantly faster. I find it really shocking that Apple would put a 5400 RPM drive in a MacBook, but also other providers are doing that right now as well. And I find it quite ridiculous as that's the slowest drive you can put into a laptop. And come on, people are taking these on the go. They need to be quick. They're going to open and shut the lid as they go. I'm sorry for the lighting that's right here. I just recently got an Alienware and we are going to do a video on that as well. So stay tuned for that. Alienware coming up here, and the eye should be in the corner right there when it comes, not right now. So with this upgrade, we are going to not only put in an SSD, but we're going to actually keep the storage drive that's in there, and that way we have the fast boot times with this SSD. This is a 240 gigabyte Crucial SSD. It's pretty good. This only cost me about 50 bucks. Then we are going to have the other drive as storage. That way my girlfriend Natalie doesn't feel like she's running out of space. So the two things that you need for this is obviously a toolkit to unscrew the MacBook Pro and get into the internals. Your SSD, which it could be 128 gigabyte. It could be bigger if you wanted to, but if you're keeping your storage drive in there, then you can go with a smaller SSD boot drive. But this is the key thing that I like, is that we're replacing the optical drive. As you know, almost no one uses CDs and DVDs anymore. Everything is digital. Netflix for your movies and videos, as well as installing all software and drivers are all online. So we're going to use this to replace the optical drive and allow you to put a storage drive in it. We're going to put the SSD in the normal spot, and we're going to put that extra hard drive in here, and she'll have a 1 terabyte combined storage space in her MacBook. Another thing is, if you've been using a MacBook for a while, you'll know these ends start to fray and get torn up, all that sort of stuff. So I want to repair this, as this electrical tape has not been doing the job. It's loose, it's bending, it's not helping. So I'm going to use a really cool thing called Sugru, which is moldable glue. It feels like rubber, and you can stick it, shape it, and it acts like rubber right on the back. You can see it there. It's really, really cool. You give it 24 hours and it'll get done. So let's get into it. I'll start taking apart the MacBook Pro and we'll get that all for you right here. Drive right here. Uh-oh. Also remember to turn off your PC before you unscrew it. I'm gonna go do that now. But the RAM is here. This is what you would upgrade when you need to upgrade the RAM. I've upgraded from the two 2 GB sticks to two 4 GB sticks. 8 GB should be enough, and then we'll get to this in a second. With MacBooks is they don't like to shut down if you close the screen. I'm pretty sure there's a way to fix that, but I've noticed that. So I have to wait for this to shut down. I forgot to shut it down before I took off the back plate. So, you know, trying to be really careful here. But we should be okay. We should be in business very soon. Alright, so we're done. SSD is in, second drive is in, RAM has already been upgraded, battery is reconnected. Again, remember to do that before you're done. And everything else is reconnected. Make sure that everything's clean and put down, and we should be good to go to get this back up and running. Like I mentioned, it will boot from your hard drive, but Finder will realize that there is a second drive in there, and then what you can do is format your SSD and set as a boot drive using Command R upon boot. Okay, so one of the important parts to do is to format the drive and make sure it's usable as a boot drive. So, I'm not sure if you can see this here, but it will be in one of the links in the description below. You have to partition it. So first erase it and make sure it's in Mac OS Extended journaled format. So Mac OS Extended and then in brackets journaled. You'll erase it, and once that's done, you can go to partition, click it, go to partition layout, go to one partition, options, and then set up as a GUID partition table. Apply that. Once you've done that, you can go to first aid and you can verify the disk. And once that's verified, you're good to go. You shut down your MacBook and So shut down the MacBook, and when you turn it on, hold the Option key and it'll boot into the recovery disk. And you can reinstall the Mac OS on that new drive. Just make sure it's selected and you'll be good to go. And it'll boot significantly faster right after you try it with that. So now that we've done those upgrades, you're gonna notice changes really fast, and you're gonna notice it almost immediately after installing everything. After you've put it in, like I mentioned, you have to boot up, and it'll boot from your hard drive, but you need to let Finder recognize the extra SSD and put it as your primary boot drive. And I'll put some links in the description below to give you some links and give you some very in-depth steps on how to do it as well, in addition to this video. But you'll notice it'll boot so much faster. Browsing will be a million times better. Going from sleep to on will be amazing. And finally, your MacBook Pro is feeling a bit more like an Air. So let's let me know what you guys think in the description below. In the comment section below. And let me know if this is something you do to your MacBook. And you can even do it to a normal laptop. You may have to get a few different other steps, but adding an SSD to an aging laptop or desktop is one of the main things I suggest doing when you feel like your computer is slowing down and you're willing to put a little bit of money into it to get some noticeable differences. Again, we're going to be doing more videos here. Also, there's an announcement on my vlog channel if you want to take a look at that. Link will be up in the eye. I'll be doing videos a lot more often if I can, but with the recent announcement, it's going to be a little bit hard. So thanks again for tuning in. Go do those upgrades to your MacBook Pro, or just go get a Windows PC in the first place. I won't be messing around. I'll see you back here in the next video.